Hello everyone. Today in this class we'll discuss about reactions of alkyl halides with metals. In previous class we discussed about reaction of alkyl halides with nucleophiles, and one more reaction is elimination reaction, that is nucleophilic substitution reactions, SN1 SN2 reactions, and we already studied about elimination reaction. And in this class third reaction, that is a reaction with the metals. Now alkyl halides, that is alkyl chlorides, bromides or iodides reacts with certain metals. Some alkyl halides can react with certain metals. Metals and gives compounds containing carbon metal bond. So alkyl halides can react with certain metals and gives compounds containing carbon metal bond. That is, this is called organometallic compounds. So compounds formed are called organometallic compounds. Hope it is clear for you. Organometallic compounds is nothing but carbon bonded to certain metals are called organometallic compound. See, one of the important class of organometallic compound is discovered by a great scientist called Victor Grignard. In the year 1900, Victor Grignard synthesized a organometallic compound, that is compound containing carbon metal bond. When alkyl halides on reaction with magnesium metal, we know magnesium is metal, in presence of dry ether, then leads to the formation of organometallic compound, that is alkyl group or MgX. When alkyl halides any RX on reaction with the magnesium metal leads to the formation of RMgX. There is nothing but this is called Grignard reagent. Containing it is an organometallic compound. Why? Because R is organic compound, organic group containing carbon atom is attached to metal, that is magnesium, organometallic compound. When ethyl bromide, listen carefully, on reaction with magnesium, that is metal, in dry ether as solvent, and then what happens here? Formation of carbon and magnesium metal bond formation takes place, right? Hence here CH3 CH2 and here magnesium and here Br, right? So ethyl magnesium bromide, one of the Grignard reagent. So it's about a Grignard reagent. So it's one of the important organometallic compound. Why organometallic compound? Organic group and metal is bonded, right? So organometallic compound is discovered by Victor Grignard in 1900 when alkyl halides on reaction with magnesium metal in presence of dry ether results in the formation of a alkyl magnesium halide. Okay, alkyl magnesium halide is called a Grignard reagent. Hope it is clear for you. Now let us discuss the reactivity and properties of this Grignard reagent. We know Grignard reagent general formula RMgX, right? So this Grignard reagent, the bond between R and Mg, that is organic group and metallic, this bond is single bond is there, right? This bond is highly polar. Okay, highly polar. And one more thing, it is covalent bond. Better, it is covalent bond, but even though it is covalent, highly polar. The bond between magnesium and halogen is ionic. Important concept. See, in Grignard reagent, bond between organic compound or organic group and magnesium is covalent, and bond between magnesium and halogen atom is ionic. So magnesium is highly electropositive, right? Metals are highly electropositives. Positive. You can find left side of the periodic table magnesium, highly electropositive one. So being highly electropositive, and compared to this, carbon is electronegative. Compared to magnesium, obviously carbon is electronegative comparative. Hence, carbon pulls electron towards itself. What happens? It is electropositive. Here, R group containing carbon pulls electron towards itself, and hence it gets partial negative charge, and electropositive magnesium partial positive charge. Obviously, halogen atom as electronegative acquires a partial negative charge. Hope it is clear for you, right? Here, thing is in RMgX, organic compound and metal bond is covalent, and organic group acquires partial negative charge due to pulling of electrons towards itself. Next, these Grignard reagents are highly reactive, right? These even it reacts with the traces of a moisture, or if there is any source of proton also, it can readily react. Any sources of proton in the sense in presence of alcohol or water or amines, right, containing proton, NH2 or COOH, last CH is there, like that. So if it finds any source of proton, it will react quickly, readily. We'll see. RMgX, that is nothing but Grignard reagent. Remember, R partial negative charge, electron rich here. RMgX on reaction with the water, what happens? Water is one of the source of proton, right? H plus and OH minus. It ionizes as H plus and OH minus. On reaction with Grignard reagent, we'll get RH. See, as we know, R delta minus here it is delta positive, again delta negative. So R minus reacts with the H plus, gives RH plus Mg, remaining is OH and X. So Grignard reagent readily reacts with any source of protons like water and give respective hydrocarbon. See, it is the one of the method of preparation of hydrocarbons from alkyl halides. From where we will get this Grignard reagent? That is from alkyl halides, right? So from alkyl halide we will get a Grignard reagent. Grignard reagent on reaction with the proton source will get a hydrocarbons. Hence it is one of the method of preparation of hydrocarbons from alkyl halides. Hence we should avoid traces of water in contact to Grignard reagent. Because of its high reactivity, it will convert into hydrocarbon. Hence we should very much careful, and hence we should not expose Grignard reagent to proton sources. It's about Grignard reagent. Remember, in for board examination sometimes they'll ask write the general formula of a Grignard reagent. That time you should able to write its general formula RMgX. Hope it is clear for you. RMgX is nothing but organometallic compound containing carbon metal bond, right, containing one halogen atom. RMgX is the general formula of Grignard reagent. Or if you want any example, you can write CH3, CH2, methyl or ethyl here. Ethyl magnesium bromide. It's one of the Grignard reagent, right? Or preparation or reactivity with the water. One of the important organic compound used in the synthesis of many compounds, organic compound. It's about reaction with metals. First one, Grignard reagent. Next one is and the second one is Wurtz reaction. Wurtz reaction we already studied in our first PUC, right? Now I will write one example, or else we'll start. Alkyl halides on reaction with sodium, that is sodium metal, in presence of dry ether results in the formation of dry ether forms hydrocarbon containing double the number of carbon atom or alkyl group, carbon atom or alkyl group as that of halides. Okay, that is alkyl halides. I will explain with an example. Generally, when alkyl halide on reaction with sodium metal in dry ether, it forms a hydrocarbon with double the number of carbon atom. Here hydrocarbon is a R group, alkyl group, and in result we will get 2 times of that of alkyl group, hence we will get here R, right? And product is a NaX. NaX, it's a hydrocarbon containing hydrogen and carbon atoms only. Now balance equation, 2 molecules of Rx alkyl halides on reaction with the sodium metal gives Rr and 2 NaX. It is about a Wurtz reaction, very important reaction. Okay, remember, it's a named reaction. Directly they'll ask Wurtz reaction, or they will give some example and they'll ask you to write the products. It's about reactions of alkyl halides with the metals. So far we have learned about reactions of alkyl halides. That is, first one, nucleophilic substitution reaction. There we saw 2 types, SN1 and SN2. After that we studied about elimination reaction. Next, last one is reaction with the metals. Let us discuss about reactions of haloarenes. We finished reactions of haloalkanes. Now we will discuss about reactions of haloarenes. Okay. Yeah. Here we will discuss 3 reactions. One is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Philic substitution reaction. Second one is electrophilic substitution reaction. And third one, reaction with metal. Right? So in haloalkenes we studied about nucleophilic substitution reactions of haloalkanes. Instead of electrophilic we studied about elimination reactions, and third one, there also we studied reaction with the metals. Let us see one by one. First one, nucleophilic substitution reaction. Just recall nucleophilic substitution reactions of haloalkanes first. Nucleophilic substitution reactions of haloalkanes. What and all we have studied? Haloalkanes reacts with the reaction. Haloalkanes Rx can react with any nucleophiles, right, and forms R and nucleophile and X minus, right. There we studied alkyl halide reaction with water, sodium hydroxide, OHS nucleophile, and potassium cyanide, right. After that AgCN, so many reactions, Na metals, but still it is nucleophilic substitution reaction. Finkelstein reaction is one of the nucleophilic substitution reaction. And next what? Many reactions, silver nitrate, and then silver cyanide over potassium nitrate. Many reactions we studied in haloalkanes. Same way, now we will discuss reactions of nucleophiles with the aryl halides. One thing, haloarenes are less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution, but alkyl halide steadily reacts with nucleophiles, right? We studied. But remember, aryl halides or haloarenes are less reactive towards nucleophilic substitution reaction. Let us see the reason why haloarenes are less reactive towards a nucleophilic substitution reaction. First reason is due to resonance. How resonance affects on nucleophilic substitution reaction in a haloarenes? Let us discuss. In haloarenes, the lone pair of electrons present in halogen atoms are in conjugation with the pi bonds of a benzene ring. I will explain. First reason is resonance. In haloarenes, I will take chlorobenzene as example. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7th is bonded with the benzene ring, right? Yeah. In chlorobenzene. The lone pair of electrons in haloarenes, lone pair of electrons are in conjugation with the single bond, double bond, single bond, double bond, right? In conjugation with the pi electrons of the ring. Hope it is clear for you. These bonds, these pi lone pairs are in conjugation with the, conjugation means alternative double bond, right? They are in conjugation with the pi bonds of benzene. Hence what happens? We'll write the resonance structure, right? I will write like this. Next structure is, here it gets partial positive charge, right? And here it is negative. Next what happens? This comes here and this bond shifts over here. Next resonance structure is, this is para position, right? To this, if you consider this chlorine atom, this is ortho, meta, para. Here para gets a negative charge. And next structure is again ortho gets negative charge, double bond, Cl, and we'll get, finally we'll get the resonance structure, right? So resonance structures. So resonance hybrid we can represent as a resonance hybrid. How can we represent resonance hybrid? Here negative charge is delocalized around the ring, right? Like this. The Cl, this is delocalized around the ring, not required. We'll get the structure. Now, see, by resonance structure, what we conclude that because of this resonance, carbon and halogen, here chlorine, gets a partial double bond character. Because of resonance, here carbon chlorine bond gets a partial double bond character. Why? Due to resonance. Lone pair of electrons, conjugation with pi electrons. Due to resonance, it will get partial double bond character. As we know, it requires more energy to break a double bond than single bonds. Hence, haloarenes are less reactive towards a nucleophilic substitution reaction. I hope it is clear for you. In haloarenes, this bond will get partial double bond character. Because of the presence of this partial double bond character, it requires more energy to break that bond compared to haloalkanes. In haloalkanes, we can see the single bond character here, halogen and alkyl group and halogen. There we cannot see the partial double bond character. Because of the presence of this partial double bond character, it requires more energy to break the bond. This is one reason. Next, second reason is, I hope it's clear, it requires more energy to break carbon and halogen bond because of the partial double bond character. Now, second reason is difference in hybridization of carbon atom in CX bond. Okay, as we discussed in haloalkanes, right, this CX bond in haloalkanes this carbon atom is sp3 hybridized. But what happens in haloarenes? In haloarenes, this CX bond, the carbon atom containing halogen atom, is a sp2 hybridized, right? Hence, if you compare sp2 hybridized and sp3 hybridized in haloalkanes, I will take one example for haloalkane. Any haloalkane you can take, replace, or primary, secondary, or tertiary you can take. In haloalkanes, what happens? Here, this carbon atom containing halogen atom is a sp2 hybridized, but here it is, sp3 hybridized, here it is a sp2 hybridized. As we know, in sp2 hybridization, you can find more S character than P character. It will be somewhat 33% and P character will be around 66.6%, right? 33.3% S character, around 66.6% P character in sp2 hybridization. But in sp3 hybridization, it's a haloalkanes. sp3 hybridization, S character is around 25%, P character is around 75%. We already studied. Because of the greater S character in sp2 hybridization, it is more electronegative, right? sp2 electronegativity high in sp, next is sp2, least is a sp3 hybridization. Here, greater the electronegativity, greater the S character of carbon, greater the S character of carbon, it's of CX bond, right? Greater the S character of carbon, it pulls electron towards itself in greater extent because of a greater electronegativity. Greater electronegativity. We know greater S character, greater electronegativity. If electronegativity is more, means what? It pulls electron towards itself more. Hence, it requires more energy to break the bonds. And sp3 hybridization, here S character is less and electronegativity also less. Hence, we can easily break that CX bond. So, hence sp3 requires less energy, sp2 requires more energy.